All right, guys, let's go. It's REYNOR in the top right side of the map. Dark in the bottom left, or bottom right side of the map as well, I guess. Top left, bottom right, me good with numbers, and... What? 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 I thought this was a PvZ. Oh my god. I knew REYNOR was playing Protoss. I did not know Dark was playing Protoss, guys. It is the losers bracket of the LiuLi finals. For a second there, I was like, do I restart this cast to introduce this better? But hey, let's just leave my raw shock and surprise here. I knew REYNOR off-raced in this series. I did not know Dark off-race. What in the hell? Guys, Dark's off-race is not... It used to be really good 5 years ago when no one was good at off-racing. I don't know. Can he really go to... I mean, REYNOR's PvP is not good either, though. This could be a crazy match. So here's the thing, right? So this is a best of 5. Last time these two played in a big finals about 2 years ago, where REYNOR played Protoss. He played Protoss, but he changed to Zerg one game because he didn't like the map for Protoss. So lost the ZVZ. Beyond losing that ZVZ game, he played Protoss for the rest of the series. He lost the series. 3 wins for REYNOR, 4 wins for Dark. It was the finals. I think it was the Masters Coliseum 5 or something like that. I think it was one of these big online tournaments. So that was a really huge series. It was really fun, really action-packed. And REYNOR, no doubt, has said, you know what? I think I'm actually really good at Protoss and can beat you. I'm going to do it. Now, I think Dark maybe got insulted by that. He said, I'll play Protoss too. I can off-race too. I don't think it's smart because I do think REYNOR has a much better and more practiced off-race than Dark. Obviously, he's played big tournaments with Protoss before. He's played a lot of PvTs and PvPs. Unlike Clem, who's kind of race-picking Protoss, you know, REYNOR would sometimes race-pick Protoss, but sometimes he'd play a whole tournament with Protoss no matter what. So he's going to have way more experience, and he's going for a quick expand. Whilst Dark, doing a 2-gate build on a map that is designed for being super greedy. He's going to come down trying to expand, and REYNOR's blocking him. This is a good start for REYNOR. Yeah, third pylon has to go down to the low ground. REYNOR's already got that Nexus up, Cybercore on the way. He's going to build an Adept of his own, and we will see that Stargate go down. Probe still blocking here. I think REYNOR doesn't really need to block this base, though. He's going to go for it, and he's going to lose that probe. Happy to sack it to see what comes out of these gateways. It is 2 Adepts, and they will shade forwards now. What's the tech choice for Dark? Dark's going to go for the gold base. Ah, that's one reason to do it. Now, that's one reason to do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, very nice. All right. Let's the pylon finish. I think REYNOR should realize what's happening now. He's going to go for the full wall at the front. Does leave the pylon on the outside of the wall. 2 Adepts of his own, and his own Stargate is up a little bit earlier. Oracle comes down for REYNOR. Oracle going for the natural probe production, maybe? Oh, he walls off with his own shade. Shades are the only thing other than buildings that can block enemy Adept shades. And of course, that pylon slowly getting damaged. More Adepts building. Dark is going full Adepts here. He's going to build an Oracle as well. He's going full Adept Oracle. Problem is, Dark has such an aggressive mindset right now. Guys, where's the Oracle? Where is the Oracle? Dark, wake up. Your Stargate's idling, bro. He's not building a shield battery, nor is he building an Oracle, and now he's supply blocked into an Oracle production. He chronos a supply blocked Oracle. Oracle's coming across the map. He has nothing that shoots up. Dark is going to lose to the first Oracle. Oh my god, guys. REYNOR is legitimately playing a solid defensive 1-gate expand build, and Dark is like, I'm making Adepts at Oracles. Wee! Oh, he started the battery. Oracle didn't go in. REYNOR, if you go in, it's checkmate. There is not a single unit that shoots up. If he gets there before the battery's up, he wins this game. REYNOR, if you turn your laser on right now, you win this game. Oh, do not stasis trap it. Okay, he turns on the laser. He finds a wide open base, but at the same time, he lets the Adepts in. The probe's going to surround, though. Dark getting distracted, which means those Adepts, at least one of them will go down. 2 Stalkers warp in. The Oracle does not kill nearly as much as it should have. It only gets 4 probes. REYNOR. Oh, he wets the bed a little bit there. The Phoenix will come in and save the rest of the probes, but he loses 7 workers. Oh, but he finds the gold base. That'll make it okay. He gets himself 8 probes, loses 7 at home, and the Stalker comes in for Dark, but not before the Phoenix and the Stalkers are on top of it as well. That one only kills 1 probe. Not a good success for Dark. Dark on only 31 supply right now. He has 2 Stalkers against 2 Stalkers, and Adept, a Phoenix, and an Oracle. He's in the doo-doo. His gold base, though, is giving him still not an income advantage. He's still behind on income. He's also floating 400 gas right now, with no real way of spending that, and this is very costly. You can see now the income tying up. That gold base should eventually put him ahead. REYNOR himself getting supply blocked a little bit. It is a poop shoot right now. 2 Zerg players saying, Protoss is easy. I could play Protoss. I can win with Protoss. Let's do it. But realistically, we are seeing that they are nowhere near as practiced on this map pool, in this meta, or against each other in this matchup as a main Protoss player, which is why, you know, they might be experts in PvZ. They're definitely not experts in PvP. Force fields don't block Adept Shades, guys. See you guys talking about that in chat. Nope. They can shade through force fields. 2 more gateways coming up there. So that's going to be a Dark Shrine for REYNOR. That makes sense because he knows that Dark is exposed. And Dark has no Robo. Dark's going for 4-gate Blink as well. 5-gate Blink. Yeah, Dark does not have any detection. No Oracle because his Oracle died. Meanwhile, REYNOR comes in, sees what's going on. He can dance around. 6-gate Blink for Dark. Up against for REYNOR, he's got 4-gate Blink. And he's also going to have Dark Templar. Oracle still dancing around that right side, seeing no expansion. Pylon going up in the bottom left to warp in those Dark Templar. Dark, no scouting, no sentry, no way of dealing with what's going on. There we go. Okay, he warped in a sentry. He's warped in a sentry. He's going to go for the hallucination. It is key that this hallucination finds the Dark Shrine. Otherwise, he's in trouble. But REYNOR keeping him busy right now. Adept's coming forward as well. Pig, doesn't it make sense that even if he's perfect with Protoss, Dark would still get supply blocked every single game while playing Protoss? That is true. Oh, nice focus on the Stasis Trap to shut that one down. The Adepts are only going to get 1 or 2 probes combined with that Oracle pressure. Stalker's over here. We'll push that Oracle back as well. REYNOR, a bit exposed on the edge. Let's take a few hits, but that's okay. Shields absorb it. Dark Templar warping in. And what did that Phoenix see, guys? Looks like the Phoenix got cleaned up by Stalkers. He only got to here. He didn't get in the back. Is going to see it. And look at this, guys. We're on Dark's vision. He sees the Dark Shrine right now on the minimap. Does he go look at it? Does he go look at it? He looks at it. He sees the Dark Shrine. Immediate panic. He doesn't have a Forge. He doesn't have a Robo. He needs to make an Oracle right now. He chronos an Oracle, but guess what? It's too late because we know the Dark Templar are already walking into his base. And those Dark Templar are going to be an absolute menace. Good pull on the probes. Really good reaction by him so far. And he is going to get that Oracle out. His own Stalkers are pulling home. He knows he can't attack and handle this at the same time. He's not practiced enough with Protoss to make that work. If he warps in a few Stalkers, he might be able to deal with this. He blocks the Dark Templar. Oracle comes out and he revelates it. And if he gets some Stalkers up here, he might be able to deal with it as well. Dark Templar kills the pylon behind the natural. Stalkers are going there. Dark Templar in the main still circling. Dark Templar on the natural. He's waiting for Revelation to calm down. Oh, it hits the Nexus. Meanwhile, he's got to kill this guy before it wears off. That Dark Templar goes down. This Dark Templar goes down. Good cleanup for Dark, but he's lost a massive amount of mining time. Meanwhile, REYNOR comes in with his Oracle and says, hey, free probe kill. 2 damage a shot. 6, 4, 2, and the probe does go down. Nice cleanup for REYNOR. Takes a 3rd base in the backside, and he's got a massive Stalker advantage. 17 to 14. He does not have a Forge, but he's going to go for a Forge and a 5th gateway right now. Dark trying to build a Warp Prism, trying to go into charge off of a 2-gas setup. A smart way of playing this, but he is down 7 workers. He's behind in Stalkers. And of course, there's still a Phoenix and an Oracle up here for REYNOR. That Oracle on the right side going to come in, finding a bit of an opening. Very nice play here for REYNOR, always finding Dark's weak spots, and the Oracle still surviving. Oh, REYNOR gets himself an Oracle as well. Oh, he blinks forward. Not sure what that was about. Maybe thinking the Oracle might escape and he might need 1 more Stalker to blink after it to finish it off. Oracle still rotating into the main as well. I'm curious to see REYNOR's APM. Is he still getting 600 APM when playing Protoss? Well, he was at 700 for a second there, but oh, it's a big Stasis Trap. Guys, I never realized the Stasis Trap will actually freeze a unit warping in. So that warp in will continue when the Stasis Trap bar goes down. We've got 4 bars on 1 unit. Welcome to Protoss, guys. Only in a PvP will you see this. Shield bar, health bar, stasis bar, and warp in progress bar, all on the 1 unit. And he goes back to warping in. Very nice. Like, we are the bar race. We have more bars than the other side. It doesn't change the effect on the cooldown, because a warp gate's cooldown starts the moment it starts warping in. So it doesn't matter whether that warp in finishes. Actually, I could be wrong on that. Because if a warping gets cancelled, you could kill, like the unit gets killed, or the pylon. Actually, if the power field is removed, they can immediately warp in again. It resets. Oh, but if the unit gets killed, I don't think it can. So I actually don't know how that works. That's so funny. Dark Templar running in again. Reynor being a nuisance right now. Dark supply is surprisingly decent, but of course his economy's far behind Reynor. Is he going to transition, or are we just playing Mass Blink? +1's almost done for him. Forge only now coming in for Dark as he starts a 4th base on the half base in the back. Ooh, Dark going for a Zealot drop. He's going to try and attack the left with Blink Stalkers as well. He's got 17 Stalkers against 36. He does have a bunch of Zealots in the mix though. And Zealots, a nice A-move unit, a bit easier to use. Stasis Trap's freezing him up though. And he realizes, oh gosh, I'm outnumbered. I better get out of here. Prism in the main base does pull back, saving 4 of those Zealots. These guys going to wait for the Stasis Traps to break, and then they'll go back in for the fight. Going to warp in more Zealots on this side is Dark. He's only down 5 workers. His supply count, not that far behind, but with +1 and Mass Blink, Reynor has the chance to be way more efficient in this battle. And indeed he will. Takes out 4 Zealots there. Happy to just pick off any freebies. Actually, one of them does escape. Is that Rory Swan, by the way, guys? No. That kind of does look like join now. Join Reynor's Raiders. Does he have, and he's got a bowling ball. Here we go. Stalker's coming forward. Stalker Zealot over there as well. 5th Nexus is not up for either side just yet. And the gold base will start running out. Mineral patch is getting a little bit low. It is a 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6 mineral patch gold base. 4 heavy, 2 light patches. The light patches are gone. Stalker Zealot trying to defend. But Stalkers can pick away for days. If you've got the numbers like Reynor does, you can just kite backwards, shooting down those units. And you can see the units lost tab is already 2,500 in his favor. Dark Templar just ran in 1 into all 3 bases at once. That is devastating. Oh, so Reynor just clicks a Dark Templar into each base and attacks the front. Dark no match for Reynor in PvP. Nice opening for Reynor. Dark looking really sloppy in that PvP mirror matchup. All right, guys. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Reynor's playing Protoss. Dark's trying to do it again. I don't think Dark can hold a candle to Reynor's Protoss, can he? I mean, both choosing to play Protoss is crazy, guys. PvP is an insane matchup. Come on, guys. One of you's got to play, like, it's fun. I mean, it is unpredictable what's going to happen. What is this building placement? Guys, why would... I guess he just builds the gate, the second gate there. It's just weird to leave so much opening at the top of your ramp and leave the opening there. Interesting. Reynor with a bit more of a standard wall off, though. His opening is going to be, like, kind of on the inside, so it's going to be a bit hard to get out to his third. Zerg, there's just zero enjoyment to play it right now, it seems, says Mr. Mintler. I don't know, man. I think it's just, we saw Oliveira not off racing, Clem off racing, Hero screwing around with off. Basically, all the players are just screwing around and having fun at the moment. Quite clearly, guys. Quite clearly, there's a lot of players who are just kind of trying different things, having a bit of silly fun. And I think it's just because the season isn't on at the moment, and players are just getting experimental and just trying different stuff and seeing what happens. Especially if you feel like, hey, it's a pretty even match between us CVZ. And they might think, oh, it's pretty even PvP as well. But I do think Reynor has a better understanding of the matchup. Because I think Dark kind of needs to know a good cheesy build order. And then he'd be really good at the matchup. But until you know the build orders, like... yeah, I don't think he can pull off his sloppy Zerg play in a PvP opening. Unless he's in his opponent's face doing crazy all-ins. It looks more like players are tired of one race and are trying themselves out. Like the one race they play. Yeah, I don't think it's that Zerg is dead or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, ZVP is tough, but I mean, maybe Dark is like, I don't want to play Zerg versus your Protoss. I don't know. I mean, there's that argument. Doesn't feel good enough with his Terran to compete with him. We'll see how it goes. Couple sentries coming out. Ooh! He force fields to get it. I think that's worth. I think that's worth it for Dark. Dark also does pylon blocks Reynor. And this is good. Reynor gets forced to go Stargate before Nexus. This pylon gets cancelled at the last second. So Reynor being a little bit more efficient gets the Nexus down up there, does Dark, while Dark, of course, sacrifices the pylon. So the Nexus timing difference isn't that much. The difference here is that Reynor not only has the Sentry Scout, but he also goes Stargate, so we can go Oracle. And Dark is stuck on Sentry Stalker. So he's going to have 100% vision with hallucinations. But he's also setting up a proxy right now. So he's thinking about doing maybe a 3-gate attack. We'll see if after this hallucination, if he drops a gateway at home and a gateway on the front. It's a little late to start those. He's already building 2 pylons. So yeah, I don't know about this one. I think Dark just ends up taking a really late Twilight Forge and macroing up. Shield battery goes down to keep the Adept out. We've got that proxy location up. Could be a Twilight Council there, I guess, but normally you go Twilight at home, Dark Shrine on the proxy. Battery in the main for Dark, which I guess he does need against the Oracle. It'll help out. Twilight Council goes up at home very late, 3 minutes 50 here. Dark's worker count is great, though. He's been probing pretty well. He pauses it now just to focus on his basics for a bit, or his tech, I should say. First Oracle's on the way across the map. Second one behind it. Reynor's still poking around with an Adept Shade. Dark builds 2 Adepts. Now that's odd. I guess he's going to warp Adepts in on the corner of the map. Yeah, Adept counterattack's not a bad play. Double Sentry will wreck the Oracle, especially with their new bonus damage to shields they got a few patches ago. Wardy claimed that both players wanted to play off-race against the other guy's Zerg, so this just ended up happening. So basically, they both wanted to try and, take the other guy out in PvZ, and apparently, yeah, they ended up having to play PvP as a result. Neither side backing down. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Would have been super sick if Reynor swapped Terran, played TVP. I think Reynor's Terran might be good enough. Depth's dancing around right now, not finding the damage. It's when the double Oracle joins up, that's where you could end up in trouble as Dark, because you got these Oracles hanging out. But Reynor, he's just going to move out, take a 3rd base. He's got Observers building as well, just in case there is Dark Templar or anything like that. He can start making Immortals. Delays his own Twilight a long time, though. And he does find the Dark Shrine. Hello, Dark Shrine gets spotted. He's got to feel really good about that Robo now, doesn't he? Yep's trying to get in. Once again, shading. Oh, here we go. Probes not able to get on top. The Adepts do get surrounded. 3 probes for 2 Adepts. I think Reynor's okay with that. Gets the Adepts down at the same time. His Adept comes in, does end up getting taken out. Dark's 3rd base on the way, just a little bit later. And he's building 2 more gateways into a forge. So Dark, I think, at this point, your Dark Shrine spotted. Don't commit to it. Just chill out, play Blink, take a 3rd, maybe take a quick 4th. And I'd love to see him play more of that Stalker Zealot style. I think it's hard for Reynor to deal with that, especially since he's on Immortal production with no Twilight yet. Going for Forge, like Reynor has to be the turtle player. He has to be the defensive player here. He's layering Stasis Traps back, and I think you can basically go across the map with Blink, pressure him, and then at the same time, macro up to a very fast 4th base. Chat says, if I recall correctly, Reynor offered Terran versus Protoss, but Dark said, if you pick Terran, I'm going to play Zerg. So Reynor went back to Protoss. Oh, really? That's hilarious. I had no idea. That's so funny. Were there a lot of memes when this was live about Wardy being triggered? So Wardy had a bit of an outburst. He was just kind of a bit frustrated one day about not liking players off-racing so much because it feels like they're not taking it seriously. It's kind of bad for the viewers. See people messing around in tournaments. And people kind of like, oh, screw you, Wardy. Wardy's a poo head. Some people had his back. They're like, oh, yeah, so what? Who cares, guys? Calm down. But I imagine if he was casting this live and this whole thing was going down with this series, no doubt he was like, well, this is odd. And I really wonder what the memes were like in his chat at the time. 8 gateways here. We've got Charge on the way. Guys, it's Blink, but only 6 Blink Stalkers into Charge Arc on no 4th base for Dark. It feels like the longer this goes, the more Reynor's set up for the late game, because he's going to add his own Archons. He's already got 3 Immortals, which is an amazing core to his army. He just has to be very careful to not get surrounded. He has like 10 Stasis Traps on this base. Yes, I know it's 6, guys. I'm not good at counting. What can I say? I'm Australian. Our numbers are upside down. Do you know what an 8 looks like when it's upside down? That's right, an 8. But it's an upside down 8, which is why it's so confusing. 0 is upside down. Still a 0. 1 often only looks like a 1 upside down unless you do those fancy little bits on it to make it look like almost like a mini 7. You know what I'm talking about. So only some of the numbers look different while some look the same. It's very confusing. Prism's on the way. This is an all-in. It's a 10-gate Archon Zealot all-in attack from Dark. He's not taking a 4th. He's not probing. Does Reynor realize what's happening? We're on Reynor's camera. He's on 2 gates only. He's only now making his 3rd and 4th gate. He's making cannons everywhere, which will help with like a Prism getting in his main base. But I worry that if the Prism gets in and just unloads Zealots on his cannon, takes it out, or gets in his main, he could be screwed. He's gone double forged plasma shields. Oh, the greed. Okay, I think Dark can kill him. Plasma shields and a 4th base, double forge off 2 gate is not just greedy. It's silly, guys. It is so silly. I think he realizes there's an attack coming. He's trying to make +2 attack plasma shields charge. He's trying to get up to 8 gateways. Will he have the time, though? That Prism making its way down that side of the map. More Zealots running forward. A 4th base does go down for Dark, but he's not probing it up. He's got the army advantage. He's on 69 army supply. Reynor only on 52. The production tab, though. The longer this goes, the better Reynor's position gets. He's on 4 models. He's got stasis traps on the front. The question, can the Phoenix help him? He warps in 4 Stalkers. That's huge. If he can shoot down the Prism, that will be game-changing. He's going to shoot it down. It only unloads 1 Zealot. Dark. Oh, no. The Phoenix to prepare. Perfect setup for Reynor. Stasis trap freezes all these Archons and Zealots, creating his own little force field. If he loses his 4th base, it really doesn't matter. As long as Reynor survives, his army is getting way better with time with the double forge. He's going to try and defend it. Maybe just moving the Immortals forward would be the way to do this. He's got some units on the right side of that Nexus as well. Hard to focus that down. Think Dark here has to think twice about what he's doing now. Dark Shrine Templar, Dark Shrine proxy positioning in the top right off that pylon is getting found. Dark is still up in army supply by 20. And if you could bait Reynor into a fight in the open, maybe. Battery's going down. More Archons trying to morph. Trying to get these Archons morphed. Archon at the front going down. There aren't many Zealots left. The Immortals are going to do very well in this sort of defensive engagement where they just stutter stepping back. And if he can throw some stasis traps in front of the Nexus while he pushes forward to chase Dark, that would be big. Gets an Archon, gets another Archon sniped down. His own Archon's breaking those force fields. Same time, Zealot counterattack comes in. There's 3 cannons on the natural. I don't think there's any cannons on the main, though. Oh, he tried to wall it off, but he wasn't able to get it in time. He's going to have to use his own Zealot warp in. That is a lot of Zealots, though. And his own Zealots warp in kind of slowly, but as long as Dark doesn't focus fire and using the Oracle as well. Oh, great resource management. Realizing what can I separate from my army that won't leave me exposed at home. Sends the Oracles in. The Phoenix even picks up 1 Zealot just to limit the damage for a moment. And of course, as that lift runs out, the last Zealot goes down. Units lost tab 2,000 in favor of Reynor. The Zealot's not quite able to kill the Dark Shrine. Even if it's not powered, tech still works for Protoss, guys. Production facilities don't work, but tech still provides that tech bonus even when depowered, so it doesn't really change anything. 5th base for Dark. He's not got gas on his 4th. Not got gas on his 3rd. In fact, he's only on 3 gases in total. Reynor, though, known for being exceptionally greedy. He's trying to go +3 attack, +2 plasma shields. His Immortal count is at 5. His Archon count at 5. He is building a Death Ball. Dark needs to transition into Disruptors to counter this. And then he does it! I was about to criticize him saying, I don't know if he knows that, but when you see someone massing Archon Immortal, you have to go Disruptor. He's going double Robo Disruptor. Triple Robo. Oh, my man. And he's going to take 1 gas, 2 gas, 3 gases all at once. I love it. I think this is a really good choice for Dark. I think this allows him to contest on the ground and take advantage of the very slow, clumped up Immortal Archon army. If Reynor goes Sky Toss, he will be ahead. But I don't know if he's going to have the wherewithal to do that. He's making 3 gateways. Most Zerg players off Racing Protoss do not like going Sky Toss. It's a very slow, methodical army. We normally prefer to keep things simple on the ground. Hey, Immortal Archon comes over here, guys. Oh, I like those force fields in the mineral line. They're very cute. They don't really achieve that much, but it just looked cool. Sometimes I like things. It doesn't necessarily mean they're good. Oh, again, the Phoenix is ready. He's like, what are you going to do? Drop Zealots on my Zealots? Let's go. Reynor, his Phoenix puts a timer on that Prism. And the Zealots are all over it. Oh, disaster. Wait, he's warping in? Dark, what are you doing, mate? There's already mass Zealot on top of you. I feel like Reynor should have pulled back and let that warped in and said, do you want to dump money into the meat grinder? Let's go, son. Should have let him finish warping in, man, so he doesn't get the refund. Fleet Beacon's on the way. Reynor's going to go Mothership. No extra Stargates, though. +3 Plasma Shield starting. Get out of here. Oh, he's so up on the upgrades. He's had 2 upgrades. He's going to be ahead 4 upgrades when +1 armor and +3 shields finishes. brilliant play for him. He's also got 9 Archons against 1. These disruptors need to find the mark. 33 Stalkers is a crazy number of Stalkers. I think Dark should be trying to build... Oh, he needs more static. These Zealots are going to cause him problems, man, because they're way better upgraded than his Zealots. Balls. He's going to have to throw them out soon. He throws 1, and I think just throwing 1 at a time is the way, because if he ever empties them all, he could be screwed. Mass Zealot coming in for the counter. Dark tries to warp in. He does have 10 gates. REYNOR has 13, though. Oh! Big ball lands on the Immortals. The other one does get mostly dodged, though, and you can see you need more disruptors. 3 is not enough. He's getting jumped on right now. The Archon Immortal hammering. Zealots are on the base as well. REYNOR here, making this so hard for Dark. Big disruptor lands. Pops 2 Archon. Stalkers fighting well versus the Archons, but the Immortals are ripping them apart. Wow, wow, wow. 3, 1, 2 upgrades for REYNOR. The Zealots down south finally get cleaned up. There's Dark Templar, but there is an Observer for REYNOR overhead. So I think he's going to be just fine. Happy to trade in this scenario. Disruptor comes forward, as do the Stalkers blinking after him. REYNOR turns for a second, thinks about fighting this army. He could just click on that Disruptor. He didn't need to run away there. Does take a big ball on the Immortals. Stalker's getting blasted by that shot, but he saves his Immortals. And he's got more Zealots coming forward, does REYNOR. Mothership, halfway done. +3 Plasma Shields, most of the way done. +1 Air Weapons coming in. And it feels like Dark here is kind of just hanging out in the middle stages, doing what Dark does, right? Very little focus on getting ahead in a long game. Like, it feels like when you look at the way Dark play, there's very little preparation for the long game, right? We're really looking at the difference between the European and the Korean style at its core. European is always thinking 10 minutes ahead, and then often dying on the way to get there. In this case, though, REYNOR hasn't died on the way there, right? He managed to scout and defend. On the other hand, it feels like the Korean mindset is often, I'm going to try and kill you, and then I'm going to try to kill you a different way, and then I'm going to try to kill you a different way. And obviously, there's different player to player, but in general, if you look historically at the metas in the regions, that's been the way. European, very defensive, Korean, very aggressive, and especially with Dark, it feels like he's just making disruptors and kind of just doing things. And he's very clutch with Zerg. He often wins games from these sort of positions where he's not building advantages for the future. I mean, he's getting Plasma Shields. It'll help eventually, but not super key. Stalker's running into stasis traps there. It's one of these weird situations where he's on Stalker Disruptor. He's making his first Stargate only now, and that's going to be rough. It's Mama has hit the field. Mama, Zealots, Immortals, stasis traps, and look at this flank. Oh, the Zealot Archon flank is going to ruin his day. He's starting to clear the stasis traps now. There's another one just south there. Dude, he's going to get jumped on. Zealot. Mothership coming in. Oh, Zealot Archon Mothership surround. Time Warp goes down. Picking up even a Disruptor with the Phoenix. A bunch of units left here on the ground as well. He does get an Observer on the way out, but the Phoenix takes out his Observer just after that. Zealot DT tries to come forward. A lot of Disruptors and Stalkers going down. Dark is in trouble. The Zealot Archon surround for REYNOR was brilliant. REYNOR has traded 4,200 resources more efficiently in a mirror matchup. He's got much better upgrades with +2 armor coming in. Blink. +1 air weapons now finishing. And he immediately starts +2 air weapons as well while going for carriers. Dark had a big potential opportunity with his timing attack, but REYNOR defended it so well. And look at that, guys. Mama's out there. She's communing with the space sharks. I don't know, guys. I just got that image of, like, you know when Malfurion has to go and commune with the friggin' tree spirits and stuff? He's like, I have to go commune with the forest and see what's happening. What is torturing these? That's essentially what the Mothership just did, except she was just making Dory noise. She's like, "Rrr, rrr." And the shark's like, I'm not a whale. What are you doing? And she's like, I'm recalling my entire army into your main base. Oh, the balls land on some of the units didn't get recalled. Because there was no space. I think there wasn't enough space. Some of those units, they didn't have space to recall, so they just stayed. What a bizarre situation. REYNOR! Did REYNOR just throw this game? Oh my god, did REYNOR just throw this game? He didn't get his Mothership deep enough in the base. This is the space shark. Ooh! It's making sounds right now. It's getting excited. Pig, I know that's a very bad impersonation of a whale sound from Dory in Finding Nemo, but it is what it is. The Zealot Carrier chasing back the army, getting some good value right now. We're going to see exactly how it goes. The army did get cleaned up in the main, did it? No, it recalled home. We will go back to 16 minutes and watch that recall in the replay at the end, because I'm quite sure the Mothership was kind of over the edge, and it could only fit a few of the Immortals in. So it got kind of stopped there. Pig, you're racist against whales. Stop. You stop! I'm not racist. It's not my fault this guy has the dead eyes of a Terran player. I mean, look at those eyes. Look at him. Look at his stupid face and head. Oh, come on. It's not racist to call something what it is, and that shark looks like a dum-dum head. It's like they never planned for the bloody space shark to be right in front of the camera. They didn't design the graphic for that level of zoom. Some nice little red fishies over here, by the way. Zealots running around the right side. Why is there a shark where you can't even normally see them? Well, it's a space shark, number one. But we are fighting on Abyssal Reef. We're on a reef on the ocean floor. Don't ask me how the physics works. No one understands that. Reynor's going second and third Stargate. How many carriers? He's got 7 carriers, plus 2 air weapons. He's got plus 3 armor for ground to finish his ground upgrade. So he's almost at 333. He's forgotten plus 3 air. He's got money. Reynor coming forward now. Tempests are coming out, which... Oh, the Dark! Oh, God. Dark just left himself hanging out there. He throws out a pack of balls. Needs to throw a few more to get rid of these Immortals. He will take out some of the Immortals, but a lot of his Disruptors get caught. Zealots on the left side for Reynor coming in onto 2 of these bases. The 4th and 5th of Dark are in trouble right now. Here come the carries in the Mothership. He needs those Tempests. Dark is not ready for this push. He is not ready. He needs a minute. Give me a minute, Reynor, please. Does take out one more Immortal, but he's losing so many units. He's got to fall back and he needs to get these Tempests together and start shift-clicking those carriers or the Mothership. If the Tempest can start fighting, maybe, just maybe, his plus 1 air weapons isn't quite done. Plus 3 Plasma Shields is almost there. Dark could fight back with fantastic Tempest control. You can see he's kiting those carriers, but the carriers managed to launch interceptors. He's got to get out of there. Time Warp comes in. Here we go. Tempest's going to have to take out the Mothership now because, of course, she is cloaking all of those units. Let's go to Dark's vision right now. He doesn't have vision of all the carriers, only the ones in cannon range. Mama pulls back. Tempest pick off one more carrier, but they stay still a bit too long. Oh, God, they're getting focused. Once the interceptors launch, carriers can destroy Tempests if they get on top of them. But the Tempest trying to kite over there. More Tempest coming out. The carriers chasing after this at the same time. There's a big fight going on the left. And Dark's economy is getting shredded. Even if he kills this whole air army, I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late. And the only thing that's going to be left on this top left side of the map at the end of this is the sound of probes crying and the demented wails of space sharks who watched their dark Protoss friends fall in a savage, vicious warfare. A civil war between Protoss kind. Not humankind, but Protoss kind. And of course, Reynor still leaves that Dark Shrine alive in the top right side of the map. Dark does GG there after coming off the worst in the PvPs. He's down 0-2. It's time to change race. Please, Dark. I say 16? I think I said 16 minutes. Maybe a bit after that. That recall. Of all the Marin matchups, I think ZVZ is the most fun. ZVZ is pretty awesome. All right, guys. Instant Reaper is about 16:30. He's over here. He's posturing. And then he's coming in with Mama. Mama's coming in. But he's only clicked it there. He hasn't clicked it deep in the base. So check this out. She flies in. He looks at her. He recalls. All these units, right? So he recalls all of them. And if you put the circle like this for the recall, that means the center of the Mothership is right in the middle. And the units will try to appear correspondingly around her. But if you look at where she is... she's just here on the edge. So all the units on the top, there's no space for them to appear. And I think there's only so much room for it to like squeeze them into nearby spots. So you're going to see if she's here, the top Archon and 2 Immortals and Zealot, I don't think any of those are going to recall. Let's watch. Yeah. You can see the Zealot, the Archon, and the 2 Immortals are not recalling. Even though the other units are. Check it out. Yep. So the 2 Immortals, Zealot, and Archon all get left behind, cop the balls to the face, and then the recall animation finishes and they're like, oh, we got left behind. Basically the Star Trek beam, you know, the beam me up got interrupted by some sort of technology, so they're unable to use their transporters. Nice win for Reynor though. All right, let's go guys. We got Reynor in the bottom right side, breaking Dark's will and making him swap back to Zerg. All right, Dark blinks first and says, you know what? I might not want to play Zerg versus your Protoss, but it's probably the better idea. And to be fair, this is what I wanted to see the whole time. I thought this was a full PvZ series between these two because I heard Reynor played Protoss. And I was like, woo, excited. But I always try to keep myself as spoiler-free in what happens in the games, right? Downside is sometimes I open up a series expecting one thing and I get something completely different. Now, Dark did not send a drone down early at all to get that hatchery up. If he went for a 15 hatchery, it could have been nice. He's going to go across the map for the hatchery block. Meanwhile, this drone hides over there. Probe comes into the main, and he's going to go down. He's going to go, ha, I got my hatchery down anyway. Problem, It got delayed by over 20 seconds. That is a massive delay for your expansion. Now, if REYNOR doesn't let him block the expansion, which he should not happen. Oh, but he didn't check the natural. He doesn't know that the natural's down. You need to block the hatchery. You need to pull another probe right now, but oh, the hatchery goes. Is that even blocking the Nexus, guys? I think it is by just one space. Yeah, just one space. All right, is he going to pull probes to deal with it? REYNOR's going to build a Zealot. Oh, this actually takes a lot of practice to deal with. Oh, he's going to go double gas, 1 gate response. I've been doing this recently. It never works for me, personally. I'm a noob. REYNOR's good. REYNOR's very good. But that second pylon is very late, which means he can't make a second Zealot. You need to make 2 Zealots if you want to kill this with any sort of haste. And normally, if you do this, you're trying to rush your Stargate. Problem is that the Stargate's not going to be very quick anyway. Now, he's expecting him to cancel this hatchery by the looks of it, but I don't think Dark's going to cancel that hatchery, guys. I think he's going to let the creep spread and even build some Zerglings off it to be annoying. So he's going to go single gate adept pressure. A few probes do get pulled now because REYNOR's realizing, oh, whoops, I probably should have pulled these earlier. And his Stargate goes down at a normal timing. But that's normal if you'd have an expansion. In this scenario, it's going to be a bit odd. Now, to be fair, Dark's pool is very late. He's gone 3 hatchery before pool. His queens have just started, so he's not going to have a lot of anti-air to deal with this. But we'll see how it goes as the creep recedes from the hatchery. 400 minerals comes in, and that Nexus will go down. Drone circling the main with some good scouting. Second Adept's on the way, but no chrono for that one, and you need another pylon, REYNOR, right now. If you don't build a pylon right now, you're screwed. He builds the pylon. Nicely done. And the Adept is going to arrive. First bit of pressure here. Link speed's on the way. 4 Zerglings, 2 Queens about to pop. That's going to be 8 Zerglings, actually, with the 4 extra that are going to pop out. Ooh, committing deep here is a bit dangerous. Oh, he's going to lose the Adept. REYNOR goes a bit too deep here. He should just shade out. Oh, no, he's going to lose the Adept. This is really good. Dark's got his 3rd hatchery started. He's shut down the aggression. He's got 8 Zerglings to counter pressure with. REYNOR doesn't even have a wall off right now. He's going to try and sneak a Zealot across the map to scout for that 3rd base, but he's got nothing at home. The Oracle is being chronoed. I think that, yeah, that'll be ready. That'll be ready in time. As long as he keeps the Oracles at home and walls off, he will be okay, but I think REYNOR's going to be playing this game from behind. And that is not a problem because it's King's Cove. It's a big macro map. What's Zerg possibly going to do to you on this map? I mean, what is Zerg not going to do to you that? This is not Zerg he's playing. He's playing as Dark, number 1, and it's King's Cove. I do not need to tell you guys what Dark's going to do. I'm going to Twitch chat, guess. You guys have 10 seconds before I reveal. I think we all know what you're going to do on the biggest map in the pool in a Zerg versus Protoss when you've had a nice start as Dark and you've thrown your opponent off. I don't think it takes a fortune teller, someone with a crystal ball or some sort of sixth sense to figure this one out. I mean, yes, I do speak to dead Protoss players all the time. I see them, you know, Bruce Willis is hanging out, counseling me through the whole process. But yeah, Nidus Queen, for sure. 100%. It's going to be a Nidus Queen Zergling all in, right? You've seen an Oracle. Your name's Dark. Do not be surprised if a lair starts up before 5 minutes and he just goes straight into Nidus after. Is it going to be a late Nidus? Yes, but both of their builds are slowed down. Dark always does this late. I just can't imagine him playing anything else except maybe Mass Mutalisk. Glaives is on the way. Interesting. Glaives is really good against that build. This is actually really smart for REYNOR. Going for a double Oracle into Glaives is one of the few ways you can defend that. And he's not doing it. Evo Chamber. Oh, my lord. He's actually going to play a macro game? Dark? What? He's down 0-2 in a best of 5. I mean, maybe playing it safe's the better bet. And to be fair, against Glaive Adepts, that's the best build against it. So it's actually the right call. I am totally wrong. Guy in the Twitch chat that believed in what I was hinting at and guessed it correctly. You were wrong too. We're both dum-dums. You for believing in me, and me for just having my brain. That makes me a dum-dum. But 3rd base is up. Glaive's coming in. +1 melee on the way for Dark. 47 drones against 37. And he's going to build a casual 5 Overlords at a time while floating 9 lava. Just planned part of the build order there, guys, as he goes for the quick 4th hatchery. Oracles should be able to clean that up, but no, they're going to go past. They want more. And he pulls them back here. Dark should be going fast 4th, 5th base. He's building 10 more drones. Baneley Nest is on the way. And those Glaive Adepts starting to warp in. It's only 3 gate Glaives. It's a minimal commitment for a normal situation. But for a REYNOR who's down 16 workers, he's going to need massive damage. And honestly, if he goes out the right side, he might sneak across unspotted. But he needs to sneak out and he needs to do it soon. 2 Adepts over here. 2 Oracles are with them. As long as those Oracles only 1 turns on their laser, he should be fine. Notice he didn't pull the laser, turn the laser on. He just moves the oracles. Dark respects it, pulls back, and oh, Dark sees it. Oh, it gives him so much time to prepare. He's already building 18 Zerglings. He's building so many Zerglings. If he can get Banelings morphed at home, he shuts this down. Dark, how much are you going to disrespect this, bro? Okay, he does morph Banelings. Where are they? In the natural. Okay, so he's going to morphling Bane. If you don't morph Banes against this, it's incredibly disrespectful. To be fair, he's got enough Zerglings with +1 melee almost done, but no, +1 won't be done in time. So the Adepts are going to shade in. The Adepts are clearing the creep, shading forwards right now. Great start for Dark in this game with a hatchery block. REYNOR, he's in trouble right now. He's got to find some damage. The Lings get shredded. That was actually a really nice start, but he needs to not shade. He should see the Banelings and not commit to the shade. He's going to have to cancel the shade, I think. He's going to try and spread. He goes for the Adept spready, but that means even though the Banelings don't get the best hits, the Zerglings get a really nice juicy surround, and that is going to do enough damage to clean this all up. Oracles go in the main at the same time. And he gets himself a few more drones. Could maybe get the gas workers, but of course he's going to try and get out with those oracles. Actually, that third base is wide open right now. But he pulls back. 4 drones go down. Units lost type is in favor of REYNOR. And he's up 5 workers. Dude, that was impressive. Problem, he doesn't have Blink. He doesn't have Colossus. He's going to start a Robo bet. Yeah, if he goes double Robo Colossus and defends the Hydraling Bane, he'll be good. Link counterattack comes in. Sentries and Adepts trying to hold on. Adepts take out a few of those units. Pretty decent trade for them. The +1 melee being used well. Did REYNOR play Protoss every game? He did, guys. We did have a rumor that basically, I don't know if it's a rumor, I don't know if it's confirmed or not. Apparently, because Dark was picking Protoss because of that, he didn't want to play ZVP. He's like, no, I don't like ZVP. I don't want to play ZVP against you. And so REYNOR said, I'll play Terran. And Dark said, I'm going to swap back to Zerg if you play Terran. So they played a few PvPs. Dark has gone back here to Zerg. We've got cannons and batteries coming up. If he can get the Robo Bay out, the Colossus, that'll be big. It's all about the Colossus. You need that Colossus. It's got to chrono these Colossus. Hydras are on the way off 76 workers. 76 drone into mass Hydra, then Ling Bane. +2 melee. This is the way to play it. It's going to be impossible to defend this 4th. REYNOR needs to turtle on 3 base. If he was turtling on 3 base, I'd give him hope. Building all these pylons down here is not going to be defendable. He's going to have to start spamming stasis traps. And I know he's going Blink Colossus, but he needs to stop at like 12 Stalkers and start making Archons and Colossus and Zealots. And using Zealot counterattacks maybe as a... Maybe not. No, actually not Zealots. Sorry, correction. Stay on 6 gates and just make a billion cannons, which is what he's going to do with his minerals. Because I'm like, well, Zealots aren't useful when you're this far behind. Even as a counterattack, it's not going to do much because his rally will deal with it. But if you can get enough cannons and batteries spread with Sentries, Stalkers, and Colossus, you can defend. Problem is that Dark's miles ahead. REYNOR strategically playing very well, but his response against the early disruption was not good enough. That's why he finds himself behind in this game, and that is why now Dark is poised to do an incredibly powerful attack. Bane speed's ready. Doesn't have any Banelings morph, though. First Colossus is out. More stasis traps would be legendary. If he could get some more cannons and batteries on this high ground as well, to have like a fallback point, that would be epic. He's got to move forward with his army, though, to stop Zerglings setting off the stasis traps. You want those to hit the Banelings and the big clumps wherever possible. REYNOR, he's a little paranoid right now. His second Colossus is not quite out. Oracle's trying to set up stasis traps on the right side as well. The right side, I'd say it's not very fun to push over there as Dark. I think as Dark, he's going to do it because he feels like maybe you're open. But no, he sees a stasis trap. Oh, look at the spread. Look at the spread. Oh, God, he's going for it. Massive Zerg spready coming in from all sides. Stasis traps landing. Force fields pretty good on the right side, but that 4th base is vulnerable. Great defensive setup. Pulling back the sentries for REYNOR. He's going to lose all these probes down the bottom. All those probes go down. But you know what? He doesn't lose his army, guys. And that's actually the most important thing. Loses a few cannons, loses 10 probes, loses a Nexus. But if his army can continue growing in size, and like I said, if he can add Storm and Templar Archives, he's actually in an okay spot. Templar Archives goes down. He knows. He knows he needs to just rebuild the cannon battery and keep improving the quality of his army. I also think if he can get cannons over here, over here, over here, this could really help him out. A pylon on the high ground might be nice to power some cannons back there. I know that seems weird, but it's definitely something where you are playing Defense Simulator, seeing if you can withstand the avalanche of Zerg. Drop a Lord on the way. Dark's going to try to do some Bane drops. I like it. I do like that. He's got double upgrades. +1 carapace, +1 range. Hive started up. No Lurker Den in sight. One has to wonder if he thinks about what he's building the Hive for. I mean, I know Vipers are good, but Gotta start that Lurker Den now. You're not going to be able to make Lurker upgrades when the Hive finishes. Dark has all the money in the world. There is no excuse for him not to be doing that. And honestly, he's giving Reynor a lot of time to reestablish control over this base. Reynor's going up to 11 gateways, more cannons and batteries, stasis traps. He's got stalkers out front. This really feels like potentially a bad decision to not keep pushing in for Dark. Now, where's Storm? Storm is everything, but it's not going to be ready for this next wave. No sentries on this right side. Dark is going to catapult so many forces into that natural. Sentry needs to warp in right now. Oh, he didn't warp in a sentry yet. Oh, he's going to try and warp in more stalkers. A few Banes get in the mineral line, but it's not too bad. A few stalkers do get caught out in the open. Army on the left for Dark's going to try to come in, but I think the cannon battery Oracle can deal with that on their own. A few units get recalled to the right side, but Dark says, okay, I made you reposition. Na. Changes his mind and goes left. Stasis traps everywhere, though. Oracle spamming those bad boys out. The Colossus Archon is going to stay over here in the middle. They should get these Zerglings as they pop out of the stasis traps. Ultra Cavern, Adrenal Glands, Carapace, +3 melee, and Nidus Worm on the way. Dark is not playing a long-term style. No Lurker Den, no Vipers, no Infestors, no Great Aspire. Dark is playing a simple style. Remember, this is how he beat Reynor in Game 7 of that Masters Coliseum Finals those couple of years ago. Game 7, Ultras swarming from every side. Reynor was so close to holding, but it was the Nidus Worms popping up, the multi-prong, and Reynor just being slightly out of position each time, which ended up costing him. Now, remember, a sentry here would be god tier, but he doesn't have that sentry, just stalkers. And Dark, you know, a normal person wouldn't try to push into that. This is not a normal person. His name is Dark, and he's a savage. Now, those are slow warp-ins. Lings focus the High Templar. You got to be careful with that. Banelings do come out of the stasis on the left side. That push is going to be defended. Lings going to the back of the main base. Cannon battery is going to be able to hold on. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really lose too much. I think Reynor's fine with this. Lose a few buildings. I mean, as long as he defends the main, which, there we go, blinks forward. Zerglings with +2 on Adrenal. Adrenal not quite finished, but with the +2 looking good. Banelings setting off another stasis. Now, it's a Lurker Den finally coming in. He does not have Vipers, though. What are we doing, Dark? Dark's got to get a move on, man. He's banking money. He's got a decent work account, but I think he's dilly-dallying right now. There's a weird thing that happens when Dark thinks the Protoss is going to be aggressive, and then they just swap to defensive mode. But sometimes he takes a bit to get going, and that Spire, he cancels the Lurker Den, makes the Spire. Okay, I like that choice. I think Ultra Corruptor, very hard for a player to beat unless they are super experienced. Mama, where is she, guys? Mama's popped out of the third. Rewalling the right side with thick structures. The gateway is very good call. As long as you leave a High Templar and a few cannons here, that's easily defended. And he's got a really good army on this side as well. One Tempest is out. We'll be able to pick off units from far away. Fifth base will have to get cancelled most likely. Nexus gets killed. Nice move. He's also going to break these rocks. Nidus in the back. Nidus in the back. It's all a distraction. Look at this. Lingbane from the front. Attacking over here. Good Storm force field. Reynor does a slick move, but of course, he's tunnel visioning. He's tunnel visioning. Dark says, look over here. Look over here. Hey, look over here. Look over here. And the Nidus Worm does get shut down in the main. He notices it. But unfortunately for him, there's so much going on. There will be a small mistake. 13 probes do go down. Is that the end of the world, though? I don't think so. 16 probes? Really doesn't matter at this stage of the game. You just replace those. You replace those probes. He's got to build more cannons and try to reestablish control of everything, though. He's got a few too many units in his main just for a Nidus threat. It's really hard to stop those spotters on the edge of these maps. Oh, gonna break the rocks. Nidus on the front. Stalker, High Templar there. He could storm the Lings, but of course, with the probes being on top of them, that's scary. Army chases the Hydras up here as well. Dark is really not looking adept in how he's finishing this game. The difference between Dark in this situation and Cyril in this situation is night and day. I have to be critical because as much as Dark's, you know, winning this game, he's giving Reynor such a big opportunity to get back in this game right now. Such a big opportunity. He's floating money, he's not taking his gases soon enough, and he's not trading aggressively enough. Like, he needs to keep hammering. The stasis traps are gone. You got to keep going. You got to keep going now. There we go. Finally, he finds the weak spot. Reynor out the open. His High Templar going down. Not even landing Psy Storms. I get there's no Ling Bane, but Storm still would have done damage there. Time Warp helping out a little bit. The recall, oh, sorry, the cloaking field comes in. The Overseer's behind. He doesn't have any Immortals. And the lack of Immortals means Reynor's comp just struggles so hard against this army, man. He pulls back to the choke point. The Colossus have all gone down. And Dark finally A-moves some Ultras. And Reynor was still so worried about all the previous waves of other stuff, he just hadn't got into that solid core that he needed, which is always Immortal, Storm, Archon Tempest. And that is actually more important than the Mothership, even though the Mothership helps out a lot and is a very important unit usually. Getting those Immortals out to deal with that was very important. Dark gets a point on the board, finishes the series off, took a bit to do it, but I hope we get to see another PvZ in the next. Oh, what in the coward is this? Reynor, the last time you lost to finals, you yourself were the one who said, well, technically Dark didn't beat me in PvZ. We went 3-3. And if I just stayed Protoss, I think I would have won. I agree. I think you had a good chance of winning. But you swapped to Zerg in that last Masters Coliseum finals. A couple of years ago, you lost the ZVZ, and then you lost the series. Why are you swapping back to Zerg? Wait, Dark's playing Protoss. It's fine. Oh, it's fine. Oh, I thought it was a ZVZ. Dark's playing Protoss. I'm down with it. Wait a second. Why is Dark playing Protoss versus Reynor's Zerg? Reynor's Zerg is God tier. Well, we're going to see what happens, man. You have a huge hate boner for Dark. Dark is objectively one of the sloppiest players in the game. If you understand the fundamentals of StarCraft and you look at how Dark plays, he's incredibly sloppy. He's incredibly clutch as well. But, you know, we understand StarCraft through basically series of rules and kind of guidelines for best practices. Dark is the only top tier player who would have 3 workers on 1 mineral patch for the entire early game and not notice it because he just doesn't pay attention to the details. Now, what that's a testament to is how good Dark is at winning games. He is one of the most clutch players in the entire world, if not the most clutch. He is ridiculous. He will win games no one else will ever win because he is so good at understanding unit movement, making... I think Lambo said it best when he said Dark makes a lot of potentially game-winning moves. The other players are like, oh, that might work, that might not. Dark will find a way, even when he's 40-50% behind an opponent, which in a StarCraft game usually means you're dead, he will still find a way to squeeze in 2 to 3 potential game-winning moves before tapping out of that game. That's what Dark is a king of finding ways to win StarCraft matches. His basics, his fundamentals are some of the sloppy, by far the sloppiest out of the top 10 players in the world. I would say I would struggle to find a top 100 player in the world whose builds make as many fundamental, just easily fixable errors as Dark does. He's still not fixing this with the workers, by the way. This patch here, only mining at 50% efficiency. Meanwhile, obviously this patch, you've got a lot of waiting time for those probes. They're just going to lose him a lot of income in this early game. And you can already see there is a bit of difference in the income, despite them having pretty similar work accounts. So just one of those small things. Reynor's one of those players like Clem who sometimes does actually micro his workers to not just double them up, but he'll also queue them up to quickly run past the minerals, so that you see our workers decelerate. You'll see Clem, Reynor, MaxBax. I don't know how much Reynor does it, but I know MaxBax and Clem love doing it. He'll shift-click those workers to actually speed them up, like microing individual worker trips to get a few more minerals and speed your build up. And that's what's scary about Reynor, because he's been practicing a lot lately. I wouldn't say he's God-tier Reynor, who's next level in tune with the game, but I'd say he's very, very good, and he belongs in that top 5 in the world, that top 5 in every tournament he's playing at the moment. Dark's Protoss we have seen very little of outside of he used to off-race, and we used to go, wow, he's 6.2k on career with Protoss. That's awesome. And that was years ago. We don't see him stream much off-race Protoss. I still see him warm up at a tournament as Protoss or Terran, you know, just for a bit of fun, mess around with it. We did a holdout challenge. He played some Protoss, had some fun with some Immortals, shooting down water slides. When we played the water slide map, he went Proxy Immortal versus Zerg, and I've never seen Dark with a bigger grin on his face than he pushed up into the main base of the Zerg, attacked them with the Immortal, and when the Zerglings attacked, he just let the Immortal slide down the water slide while it was shooting. And it's like, I've never seen such a giant shit-eating grin on Dark's face. I was like, this is actually Dark's happy place, you know? It's a self-microing Immortal that's kiting Zerglings. Water slide mechanics, not something we've ever seen in the pro map pool, unfortunately. Only in fun maps. Third Nexus goes down. Oracle's there. Alright, this seems like a pretty even early game. Void Ray first, can deny vision. I think it's kind of crazy to go Void Ray into an all-in though, because that's kind of what you expect as Reynor, sorry, in this scenario. I feel like, actually, but he is playing Reynor. Reynor plays so greedy. Like, Reynor is one of the greediest StarCraft players in the world, so maybe you do want to hit him with a big all-in. Like, if you play 2 standard against Reynor, he might just run away with the game, because his economy growth is psycho. Hey, good catch. Overlord goes down to the Void Ray. That's actually really good. 2 Overlords already. That Void Ray's paid for itself. On the other hand, keep in mind, REYNOR delayed his spores massively because he knows you went Void Ray first. He's only just now built a spore in the natural in the third. And he knows that it's only a single Oracle harassing, and it's a delayed Oracle. 5 gates going down after third gas and Forge and Twilight. It is Blink, though, but he hasn't put on gas just yet. Ooh, Oracle going around. Zergling surrounding a few of these units. Oracle dancing past. Has he put on gas? Still hasn't put on gas. Okay, that's going to be tough with a 6-gate blink only on... Guys, oh no. Guys, Dark's doing an 8-gate blink Oracle all in. It's 1 Void Ray into 8-gate blink. But he's literally... He's not going to be able to warp in Stalkers. Oh no, the battery is a fake. He wants REYNOR to think he's playing defensive when he's not. He wants to be aggressive. I mean, it'll help him defend counterattacks because if he doesn't put on that gas, take a 4th gas and a 5th and start mining immediately, he literally can't afford to warp in Stalkers. He's going to have to make slow zealots or something like that. I mean, he has a bit of gas bank, but you got to realize how quickly you're going to be smashing through that gas bank when you're warping in 8-gate Stalker. Void Ray denies the Overseer. REYNOR scouting tonight. Let's look at REYNOR scouting. All right, guys, REYNOR has Hydras on the way. He's going to go +1 range, muscular augments Hydras off 66 workers. If he just barrels out mass Hydra Ling, that's perfect for defending this particular push. Queen is going to be able to defend there. REYNOR sees a probe coming. He saw the probe. He saw the probe. REYNOR knows what's happening, guys. Let's go back to everyone's vision. REYNOR knows there is a proxy in the bottom right. Dark did not clear the watchtower. Oh, it's 101 of this build. You have to clear the watchtower. He's proxying in vision right now of... REYNOR. Oh, he's going to go charge in the follow-up as well, which, I mean, he needs to because he's got no gas. He can only warp in 1 Stalker right now. And I think Dark's realizing he's like, oh, damn. He's going to make a 10th gateway on the front. Oracle in the back, still there hanging out. Zergling counterattack, still ready. REYNOR, so good at trying to buy time. He's got 25 Zerglings, 9 Hydras, 7 more Hydras coming out. He's going to have 16 Hydras ready for the first wave, which is massive. Void Ray bypasses this build, does go into the back. He's looking for Overlords, and he will find one. Nice move for Dark. Dude, I mean, Dark's going to hit at about 7.5 minutes here with this Stalker attack. It's not the fastest attack. He hasn't really done much damage in this game either. He's traded a little better. Stasis Trap does get set off there. Good blink back so far for Dark. But look at that. Zergling surrounding Stalkers on the reinforces. Massive. Hero... Dark, it's so much trouble to REYNOR's Hydras. Hydras coming forward. Hydras and Lings pushing forward. The gateway gets killed, not cancelled. It's an 8-gate blink attack. It's one of the simpler attacks. It's good if you get a bit of momentum early. If you get some momentum, you're really crisp with your play. We have seen so many players die. Like, Dark has lost to this attack against Max Packs a dozen times in the last 3 weeks. And that's why you can understand why he's doing it, right? He's like, well, I've seen, Max Packs keeps killing me with this. Let's try it out. But REYNOR had a smooth start. He's on 74 workers with mass Hydraling, which counters this entire army. 4th base mining healthily. And it just feels to me like REYNOR's got this game under control. 5 Dropper Lords getting ready. It's going to allow him to assault the front and open up a new front on the back. Void Ray's just chilling there still. Oracle did go down. Units lost to have 500 in favor of REYNOR as he tears the rocks down over here. I think the middle area has already decapitated itself. Yeah, the giant creep tomb has already disappeared. All right, Queen's push back the Void Ray. Zealot counterattack comes in, but once again, REYNOR has the watchtowers. He sees these zealots. You gotta clear up the watchtowers on Amygdala, guys. You have to clear up those watchtowers. He's got +1 attack against no carapace. The Lings aren't really very powerful here, but there's so many of them. So Dark wisely recalls, doesn't lose any zealots. He's going to attack down the bottom, click the hatchery. Think he's going to click the hatchery? No, there's a few Zerglings that scares him off. He's already just used recall. He needs to run home right now. He's already used recall, so he cannot stand and fight at all. Storm, is it ready, guys? Storm is still 40 seconds out, even including Chrono, maybe 30 seconds. It's a long way away. REYNOR's not going to give him time. We've got Ling Hydra on the left, a few Zealots trying to hold on. Storm is not there. Stalker's in the bottom, blinking away. In the top, the Hydra and the Ling's coming in. He's already loaded up the drop. When did he load that up? Hydra, Ling, and the natural. I thought they were empty. And Dark finds himself getting absolutely swarmed and overrun here. Oh, wow. Death of the off races today, guys. I mean, REYNOR's Protoss gets bought by Dark Zerg. Dark's Protoss gets bought by REYNOR Zerg. And REYNOR wins the 2 PvPs, which ends up deciding the series. 3-1 victory. And Yeah, definitely off racing here was a choice, Doc. It was a choice, man. I get it. I think everyone's off racing. It's flavor of the month. And I think he just wanted to do something fun. But yeah, REYNOR, I think, is just a bit more experienced. He's put more time into his Protoss, and it does show. GG, well played. Really good series between the two, though. And nice to see some different matchups between players we normally see. Clash in Zerg versus Zerg. GG, well played.